Anybody in here go to college? Anybody? Anybody in here ever joined a professional organization? Did you have an orientation in any of those? When people join your MyEcon business, you owe them an orientation. See, there's too many people get in MyEcon and nobody has given them an orientation. They don't know how to do their W-4. They just heard about it. They don't know how to do the FSS. They just heard about it. You see? One thing that I can assure you of, Cap, go to John Sample. I don't like this one. Go to John Sample. John Sample, and the username and password is John Sample. See, one thing that I can assure you, if you empower people with information and knowledge, you have never seen anything so powerful in human beings. In other words, if you get your nieces and your nephews and your cousins and your brothers and your sisters and family members, when they learn this information, see, in other words, sometimes you have to just teach people and don't worry about getting a commission check. The commission checks are coming. You'll keep the person in the business, and they'll go get other people once they're comfortable that they have got something that they understand and they believe in. Does that make sense? See, when they're getting this proof in their life, you ever seen how hard some people fight for foolishness? Okay? Well, if you educate them and train them, now you may have to go through the foolishness before they allow you to get in to educate them, right? But once you get it correct, they'll fight even harder for something they believe in. Now, so you can, they got a million, they got all kinds of free conference calls out there, don't they? And all kinds of free webinars out there, don't they? You got to get a webinar system, and you got to get people on it so they can learn this. See, you can't copy network marketing companies and build MyEcon. It's not going to happen. Because remember, network marketing is based on hype and psych. This is based on knowledge. And the knowledge has got to change them on the inside. Matter of fact, when it gets to be based on hype and psych, I'm quitting. Because I have to have something real in my life. That's why we created this. Something that's really going to do what it says it's going to do. Does that make sense? Because you can become a millionaire in MyEcon even if you can't build a team. We got millionaires in MyEcon that have never made more than $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 a year in commissions. And see, sometimes we as leaders, we're not moving people because we don't want to say, well, so you get somebody from another company, yeah, Bill, they making $80,000 a month. Bill lying. Everybody making $80,000 a month. Please. So we try to copy to offset. When you got the real deal, you don't have to copy mess. It's just a waste of time. All right. So A is where you put the information in. Okay? We got to hurry through this. Go ahead, Cap. Now, okay, person's name, you put a number by your priorities. Okay? Real simple. Keep going. Now, then I got questions. These questions can only be answered one way. And see, when you put this in, and when you're talking to your group, now, like Spencer's a salesperson, okay? It took years to get Spencer's mind totally convinced of this, because he wanted to sell his way to the top in MyEcon. For years, he wanted to. I'm like, dude, that's not going to work. So we would argue. I might hang up on him. He might hang up on me. But the reality was, he still had to come back and look at his checkbook. So in the end, you still got to do it right if you're going to build a team, if you're going to get people to follow you, right? All right. So the question here is, what's the least amount of monthly income you desire at retirement? There's only one answer to that question. See, because if you ask somebody how much money you want at retirement, they get crazy numbers. What's the least amount you want? Okay? What year at the latest do you plan to retire? How much are you going to get from Social Security, your pension plan, okay, from your job? In other words, how much you're going to get automatically without you doing anything? If they don't know the answer, say, go find out. This is your future. It's your life. You can just do an estimate to get started, right? So we just said $1,000 a month, okay? How much you got in your investment account now that you got in there, the investment account that you're pushing? They got $10,000. How much you putting in now? $200 a month. How much more can you add? Maybe if you try hard, maybe $200. Okay, how much you got for emergencies? None. Do you think you have a plan in place to get you where you want to be? No. See, these are answers. Everybody in MyEcon needs to be doing this. If you haven't done this, you're not doing MyEcon yet. Because you haven't recruited you. Like some people say, well, you know, I hadn't got to that part. This is the part. If everybody quit in MyEcon and I took all of our money and gave it away, 3 or 4 years, I'll be a millionaire again. Because I'm going to do this. It's not based on how many people I recruit. I'm going to do this. I'm going to manage my money. This is the only way people in America get rich. This is what makes people wealthy in capitalism. People don't get wealthy in capitalistic societies being salespeople. Who are the richest people? Are they the capitalists? Are they the money managers? Or are they the salespeople? The capitalists and the money managers, the investors. They're not the salespeople, are they? See, sometimes we like, and this is the residue from network marketing. Well, so we don't want to say that the sales isn't the most important part. And it's not. There's a lot of ways of selling. If you go in and you selling medical equipment, you selling $1 million equipment, you're not jumping up and down with music on, turning flip, talking about, woo, it's good, it's exciting. You got to tell somebody how the thing works. Am I correct? So there's nothing wrong with excitement, but don't confuse jumping up and down in excitement with building a business. There's nothing wrong with doing it that way. But that's just something to make us feel good. That's not what gets the business done, is it? No. If they get a refund, then they need to change their W-4 because they got some cash they're leaving on the table. If they owe taxes, then they really need a business so they can lower their taxes down. Am I correct? All right. Because we got to have cash to fund this thing, right? All right. So now, which of the following deductions do you deduct? Ask them if they deduct on these things. Sometimes if it's, I tell people, I said, let me see your Schedule C. I said, you can get rid of social, get rid of name. I said, because people tell you they're deducting all this, they don't even have a business. They don't know what they're deducting. People in America, they talk about how bad corporate America is. If it wasn't for corporate America paying so much money for so many years, the way Americans manage their finances, we'd be in a lot worse shape. Okay? Next step. Put all your debts. Okay? List all your debts and the minimum payment. You can miss as many as you want. And what I tell people, because some people don't want you to know their finances, I said, look, do it with fake numbers. I just want to know if you got it. Because we can't build a business until you get it. Okay, because here's why. Okay, I'm picking on Derek. I just brought Derek in the business. Okay, Derek said, how? I'm gonna get that around. So now Derek wants me to go talk to 5 of his friends. Well, what are you gonna tell them? I just joined something, I don't know anything. What are you gonna tell them? All he can do is tell me you don't know anything or lie. That's what they do in network marketing. Oh, I just joined and I'm already getting $10,000 a month. They ain't got a check. Or I just joined and Billy superhero in some state where you can't find them making $100,000 a minute. That's a lie they tell, right? And then people say, well, I know it's probably a lie, but it's half. Not the way they tell them now. A tenth of that would still be a lie. All right. So if I take Derek through this, help him change his W-4. I said, now let's go talk to your friends. He'll give me a list forever. Like a lot of people say, well, I can't get anybody to give me a list. Because you didn't take care of them. I got people been giving me lists for 25, 30 years. The lady that led me to Alvin goes to church, went to church with me in Washington State. That's been 25, 30 years ago. She still give me leads. I moved to Washington State in my 20s, and I talked to the pastor. I said, look, I'm starting my business. I got some stuff I want to do, and I want to know if you know anybody that can help me. He says, go talk to Deacon Jackson. I went to talk to Deacon Jackson. We talked about 3 or 4 hours. He felt like, okay, this is a pretty good guy. He's okay. I'm going to help him. And so he says, well, come back by the house Wednesday, and I'll give you a list. I went over there Wednesday, gave me 74 names. I never got through all the names because those people gave me more names. See, if you take care of the person first, some people are like, I don't have time. No, this is the business. See, we like to say, well, just give me a list. For what? You want to shoot them? You got to have a reason for, don't you have to have a reason? Don't you have to have a comfort zone and a reason if you're going to tell your friends they need to talk to me? I got to earn that. Buy a big car and your recruiting is going to go up? Please. All they're going to do is laugh at you. You got a little raggedy car, you go and try to do the meet, they're going to be like, can you believe they come over here with that little raggedy car trying to tell somebody how this works? Then you go buy you a big fancy car, and you know what they're going to say? Can you believe they come on here think I'm going to join that to pay for their car? They're going to lie on you either way. It don't matter, okay? It's not about them. It's about you. If your money grow. When I started my career in Washington State, I had a little red Pinto. This is 1980s. I had a 77 Pinto. And I just kept driving it even after I became a millionaire. Because when people tried to tell me something about, well, you know, what you're driving, I said, look, want to see my mutual fund statement? So you want to put $500 a month in your investment account, or you just want to pay $500 on a car note? It's your decision. It doesn't matter. It's your decision. But when you understand inflation and wealth and rate of return, it's not that you say, well, like some people say, well, Ivey tell us to drive old cars. No, I don't. I tell you how it works. You drive what you want to drive. It's not my car. It's not my money. I don't benefit either way, do I? What I tell you is how it works. That's what I do. Well, in our family, my wife and I, we got 4 kids, all of them grown but one, and that's what we always tell them. Please don't let me tell you how to do it. Let me tell you how it works. You make the choice. Because no matter how it come out, I don't want to be involved in it. So if you can cut your expenses a little bit, that might be another way that you can get to ideal cash flow management decisions. Am I correct? Because once you understand it, this is what you're trying to accomplish, isn't it? All right, so we got it listed. Let's go to the next page. Let's go to B.